Good afternoon, everybody. It's October 13th, 2024. Well, this is the Onkyo A-8500 integrated amplifier that I bought in the 90s, late 90s. This replaced a Sansui AUD7. Now, I loved the Sansui AUD7, but we had a bad thunderstorm and the Sansui. I had speakers in the trees in the yard, and the lightning strike hit the backyard, and it took out the Sansui and some other expensive Sansui components. But this is what I got to replace the 80 watt per channel AUD7. This is an Onkyo 85 watt per channel, I believe. Yeah, A-8500. Now, there was a more powerful one, the A-8700. That was 105 watts per channel. But I didn't even need the 85 watts per channel in my bedroom. And it's funny, the Sansui also had an AUD5, which was 65 watts per channel at the time, but I had the more powerful AUD7. But I missed it, so I went out and bought an AUD5. So I still have a amplifier of that style in my arsenal. So I haven't used this in a long time. I see it's dusty. It was on the shelf. You know, I mean, I've been enjoying a lot of vintage audio, tube, and solid state. I love Sansui stuff. But this is a well-built amplifier. It's not the BPC. It's not black plastic crap. It's got a large transformer, gigantic finals. You know, the big inch-wide Sankens are in here, I believe. And so I'm going to just for precaution, I'm bringing it up on a variac. I'm going to start like 30 volts AC, then bring it to 50, then 70, 90, then 120. Just because there's some big electrolytics in here, and I don't think there's any harm in doing this. Of course, I normally do this with tube gear, old tube gear that hasn't been turned on in a while for the electrolytics to reform them, but I'm going to do it with this instead of just bam 120 onto it. Okay, so here's the meter, 0.77. Just have the leads plugged into the meter. Into the variac, and I have to turn the amp on. Okay, I'm just gonna bring it up, turning this slowly. All right, we're gonna sit at 20 volts for a few minutes, and I'm gonna pause it. The amp is on, but we're only at 20 volts. And I'm going to just stay here for a few minutes. So just to reiterate, I haven't used this amp in probably 15 years or 20 years. I started getting into the vintage gear, but now it's time to bring it back. Okay? So here we go. Let's raise this. All right, we're going to stay at 40 for a while. I'll pause it. All right, so we're going to go 70, 90, then 120. Okay, I did hear a click. Probably a relay or something in the amp. So we're at 70 now. Now, I do have an electronics background, but you know, I didn't really look at the schematic here. I know the power supply is just coming up right now on this Onkyo. So like I said, I figured this couldn't hurt the amp by hopefully under voltaging the amp is not going to be harmful. Some equipment can be harmed by under voltaging it. All right. Okay, we're going to leave it at 90 for a little bit. Shut the light on. You could see these LEDs are coming on. Gonna pause it. Okay, the final stage is bringing it up to 120. Okay. That says Servo Operation. All right. So now we're going to let it sit here for a little bit. And then I'm going to bring it upstairs and hook it up. But before I bring it upstairs and hook it up, let me show you the back of it. So this is so dusty. It's on the shelf. Kind of a shame to keep such a nice amp on the shelf. I have a pillow here. Well, here you could see it's a pretty big amp. It's got some good weight to it. I mean, it's not an Onkyo A10, okay? I owned an Onkyo A10. But this is a powerhouse. I mean, when you see an amp that can draw 4.4 amps of current from the wall outlet, that's a pretty good size amp. There you go. Here's what the back of it looks like. So we brought this up slow. I feel good. Now what happens with this amp, some amps, like on my Sansui, there's a protector light that goes on, and then when everything's okay, it turns off. This one is the opposite. This servo operation, when everything's okay, you'll hear a click and this light comes on. So why don't we test that, okay? Power it off. And I'll shut this light off so you could see. Okay? You heard the relay in there click, right? Okay, so now let's just power it on and watch the servo work properly, hopefully. It should be okay. I have the speakers off, but I don't have many speakers connected right now, so we'll put a speaker set on there. Put set A on. All right, I'm just going to shut this camera light off so you could see. All right, let's turn it on. Ready? Listen for the click. Watch the servo light. So that's the way an Onkyo A-8500 from the late 90s. I forgot what year I bought this. It's like $300. It was over $300 then. The Integra series is their upper line of components. 4 blocks, separate construction, anti-electromagnetic, interference transformer. It's got all usual suspects. It can do an MM and an MC cartridge. Tone direct, you can bypass the tone controls. And there you go. Great amplifier, great stereo amplifier. Okay, so that's all. Maybe I'll just take some quick video of when I have it set up. Oh, I have the sister CD player to this, which is the Onkyo DXC606 6 CD Integra carousel, which is kind of matching to this. Very good quality CD player. All right, bye-bye. All right. There's 20 years of dust on here. So, by the way, you probably don't know what I'm doing here. I'll explain. This is, all right, I'll come back to this. What I'm doing is, you know, I got the classic Wharfdales here, W60s. And, you know, I was just feeding them with a Sony receiver out of convenience. And we watch a lot of movies with this receiver. But there's the bad boy, Onkyo DXC606. So I'm going to be putting on top of these speakers a pair of modern Polk A-8500s that I have in my bedroom. So they're going to sit atop here. And the Onkyo amp is going to go under the CD player. And hopefully it could breathe. Doesn't run too hot, but it's going to go right under here. It's too heavy to put on top of the CD player. So I'm going to put it underneath. The Onkyo doesn't run that hot at all. Okay, bye. Okay, with the help of my son, we were able to lift this whole mess up and get the big 8500, A-8500 under there. You could see that the DXC606 6 CD player is actually much deeper than the Onkyo A-8500, but the feet line up nicely, so it can be done. You can put a 6 CD Onkyo Integra CD player on top of a A-8500, and there's about an inch gap there, as you can see. How does it now? Here's my speakers. I got the Polk RTI A3s, and the reason why I did this is I don't have a lot of time lately, and I keep having to change woofers in my vintage Wharfdales because, you know, the kids come in here and they blast music, and well, this one I just replaced the left one, and now the right one, let's just say, had too much power applied to it. But we're going to keep the Wharfdales in here because I got them hooked up to the little receiver down there. We watch movies, you know, they're good for Svengoolie on Saturday night because we're always watching the movies, and there he is. This is the fun room. So now I got the RTI A3. These things play loud. They play crisp. I spread them out as much as I could. Don't have a lot of options here. But this is a lethal combination. This A-8500 with the DXC606 CD player. I know it's 2024. Who's playing CDs? Well, I have a big CD collection, and I listen to a lot of CDs. So I spread these out as much as I can. You know, we listen pretty far away back here. So we got the Wharfdales for movie night, and they sound great. But they still, you know, I still have them hooked up to the receiver. So that's what that system will be used for. And then I got the Onkyo system over here. With these Polks play loud, and they're so crisp and clean. They're really good speakers. And they handle about 150 watts RMS. The Onkyo puts out 85. You know, obviously you don't want to push anything into distortion, whether it be the amp or the speakers. So I'm going to enjoy this tonight. So thanks for watching. This video, once again, is the resurrection of the Onkyo A-8500 that I bought back in the mid to late 90s, and brought it up on a Variac before. married it to its beautiful Integra CD player here. You know, I could always add to this. I have tons of tuners, and I could actually use the tuner in that little Sony down there too. And you know, maybe I'll enter the what is it, the 21st century and get a DAC someday and start streaming music. But I like my albums and my CDs right now, and I still like FM radio. All right, I gotta go listen to music now. As much as I love talking to you people, I got my priorities. So have a great night. Bye.